Quick lesson on proportions. A proportion is an equation that shows that two ratios are equivalent and the cross products are equal. I think we talked about this earlier. So if we want to know if these two ratios here are equal, then all we have to do is check to see is 7 times 9 equal to 8 times 11. Well, 7 times 9 is 63 and 8 times 11 is 88. So no, those two ratios do not form a proportion. Now in the next example, 6 times 15 does equal 90, and 9 times 10 does equal 90. So these two ratios form a proportion. Proportions are our friends. We can solve many different types of problems using proportions. And lots of times we want to use the fact that the cross products are equal. So if we have something like this, and it's telling you already that 2/3 is equal to x over 2.1, then we can go 2 times 2.1 has to equal 3 times x. Simplify this. It's 4.2 equals 3x. And just like we did in our chapter 4, we're going to use our inverse operation and divide both sides by 3. And 4.2 divided by 3 is 1.4. So x equals 1.4. Now some of you guys might have realized that 3 times 0.7 equals 2.1 and 2 times 0.7 equals 1.4. You would have got the same answer. But it's not quite so easy to see as sometimes it is when you look at proportions. Okay, when you're using proportions to solve word problems, the one important thing that you need to remember is that the numerators have to relate to one measurement or one quantity, and the denominators have to relate to the other. So it's kind of helpful, it's very helpful if you kind of decide when you're reading a problem, what is this word problem about? And define what your two numbers are. So in this case, it says there are 15 boys in my 4th period class. The ratio of girls to boys is 4 to 5. How many girls are in the class? Well, it tells you there's 15 boys, and the ratio of girls to boys is 4 to 5. So I'm going to put the boys down here. 5 and 15 are about boys, and girls are 4, and then we don't know this one. So we're going to use our cross products. 4 times 15, which equals 60. 5 times g, which gives me 5g. Divide both sides by 5, and we get that there was 12 girls in the class. And we can see if we write it up here, 12 over 15, if we divide these both by 3, we do get 4/5. So it's kind of important once you write your proportion to make sure that you have your quantities matched up. This was the actual amount here, and this was kind of like the scale amount there. So when you read problems, make sure you read them carefully and you know what the problem's about and what your ratios are defining.